It's November 27th, and I picked me up some cabbages out of the garden today. I'm going to go ahead and make me some sauerkraut out of these three. They're not very big heads, but they'll make a good little batch of sauerkraut. Me and Kevin are going to make a batch of sauerkraut, and this is our ingredients. Cabbage, distilled water, and some pickling salt. Get all the cabbage ground up, sliced up, and get her going. One thing about this time of year, you don't have to worry about the worms eating that of it.
Like that. It's got a bad leaf on the center. Get rid of that. We don't have a cabbage cutter. We're going to use the electric slicer. Let's get rid of that core out of that. And just go ahead and core it. Get it all done. Get them all done like that, and then we'll start slicing and dicing. When we put the sauerkraut in that pot, we're going to put these leaves on top of it, and then put the stones on top of it. It keeps them from rising to the top of the water.
Oh, okay. The leaves act like a rag or something.
Yeah, that's the last thing you put on there before you put your stones on top of it.
Okay. We'll slice it up with a slicer for now. Good way to get it started.
Of these and each one of those. 3 in each one. And what I'll do, it'll be hard to get that out of there after you're ready.
So it's average 1 tablespoon per
2 pounds.
for 2 pounds. How long does it got to sit after you put salt on it?
We'll pound it down and start 3, 4, 5 hours. That'll be the next phase of it.
And that makes 3.
That's 3 in that side. We're going to do the same thing over here. We kind of divided it up. We got 12 pounds of cabbage, and they get 6 tablespoons of salt. Cannon salt. Don't use regular table salt.
No iodized salt?
No iodized. Non-iodized is what we're using. And we're going to put this on here, and this one gets 1 more. And they'll start pulling the water out of it. And then we'll pound it down, and we'll go to the next step. There you go.
You covered up with a rag or anything?
Yeah, we'll put a towel over top of it, and then we'll pound it down. And, keep the bugs out of it in the summertime, but we are December now, so we don't have that problem. You just get it thoroughly coated with the salt, and then Mother Nature does the rest.
That water's coming out of her.
Yeah.
Making water now.
Back it down.
I'll be smashing that pretty tight.
Yeah, it's like a little dry. I'm gonna have to add some water, salt in it. And we'll do that. It's a tablespoon and a half can of salt to a quart of water. Here's your water in there. We'll pour that into it. Juice, cabbage juice.
It's got to be distilled water, not just sink water, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's got to come over the fermenting stone jars. Stones a half inch. So we'll know in a minute. We might have to make up a batch of water. It's doing pretty good. As you can see, it's up to the top of it. And we'll sit there and put those stones on top of it. I'm going to put cabbage leaves under it. But we're going to know here in a minute. See, it's not over. So we'll have to add a little water to that. We're going to, just to make sure we got enough hidden. Right on the borderline. But it won't hurt to put a quart. This is just going to become sauerkraut. And it keeps all that stuff from floating up on them stones and whatnot. We're going to do that and put the stones on top of this. And you won't have that stuff floating around out of the water. And that's what it'll look like that. And we just need to get the water on top of those stones up here. So we'll mix up a quart of water and put a tablespoon and a half of salt in it.
Didn't make enough liquid, so we got to add a quart jar and a tablespoon and a half of cannon salt.
See, it's up above, on top of the stones.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it needs to be. It's ready to rock and roll. Now the next thing we do is we get the top and put on this thing. And we add water till it comes out right here on the fermenting crock. And that'll float, and then when it builds up gas, it releases it, and you'll be able to see it working.
I filled the rim right there full of water, and as it belches or farts, it'll blow it out here, and the top will pop up and let the air out. But that water right there kind of seals it, don't let nothing go back in. This batch of sauerkraut's been working for 6 weeks, or 42 days. This will be the first time the tops come off of it. We'll see what it looks like. It's got a water ring around it that keeps it sealed for you. Oh, it looks good down in there. See them big rocks down there to hold down the cabbage leaves. I got a whole jar full of it here. I like sauerkraut. Pretty good stuff. Well, I'll get some hamburgers fried up and put this on it. Be good on hot dogs. Good on ribs. It's real good. Real good stuff. Any kind of pork. Sauerkraut's real good with that. Or you can just sit and eat it like this. Real good and healthy for you. I'll get this up and get me some hamburgers fried.